The war in Ukraine has now raged for over 3 years, with no clear end in sight. The world watches as Ukraine, backed by its Western allies, continues to resist Russia's relentless aggression. Nations across Europe, NATO, and the United States are making serious efforts to bring peace. But can they succeed? Recently, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky held a high-stakes meeting with former U.S. President Donald Trump. While the initial agenda focused on securing U.S. access to Ukraine's rare earth minerals, the conversation quickly took a heated turn. Ukraine left Washington without a clear commitment from the U.S., forcing Zelensky to seek stronger support elsewhere. Determined to solidify his alliances, Zelensky abruptly canceled his remaining U.S. engagements and set his sights on the United Kingdom. There, he was welcomed by Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who pledged unwavering support. Starmer's warm reception stood in stark contrast to the tense atmosphere of the U.S. meeting, immediately capturing global attention. This led to a landmark summit in London, bringing together leaders from across Europe. The goal? To form a unified strategy to end the war and present a peace plan to the United States. Today, we will uncover what really happened at this historic meeting, what the European Union's next moves are, and whether a real peace deal is on the horizon. But before we dive into the details, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. It's completely free and helps us bring you the latest updates on global events. Now, let's explore the key decisions made at this crucial summit. The European Plan for Ukraine's Future. The high-profile meeting was held at Lancaster House, a historic 200-year-old mansion near Buckingham Palace. Attending were leaders from Germany, France, Italy, the Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Spain, Canada, Finland, Sweden, the Czech Republic, and Romania. Also present were NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg, top EU officials and key diplomats. Starmer set the tone with a bold opening statement. Russia continues its relentless aggression while pretending to talk about peace. We must act now. Flanked by French President Emmanuel Macron and Ukrainian President Zelensky, Starmer emphasized that the UK, France, and Germany had agreed to work on a concrete plan to end the war. Their ultimate aim? Convincing the US to back a comprehensive ceasefire deal. However, Starmer made it clear, this ceasefire would not be a weak, temporary pause. Instead, Europe must ensure that Russia is unable to restart its offensive. A European military force for Ukraine? One of the most striking proposals at the summit was the potential creation of a European military force to enforce the ceasefire. Starmer called it a coalition of the willing, suggesting that a multinational force, separate from NATO, could be deployed to prevent further Russian aggression. Yet, there was one major roadblock: the United States. Starmer acknowledged that U.S. support was essential, but he also didn't fully trust Trump to follow through on promises. Still, European leaders agreed on 3 key conditions for any peace agreement. 1. Strengthening Ukraine's military to give it a stronger negotiating position. 2. Creating a European-led security guarantee to deter future Russian attacks. 3. Securing a US-backed enforcement mechanism to prevent Putin from violating the terms. Each of these steps was designed to ensure that if peace was achieved, it would be permanent. The $2.8 billion lifeline and seized Russian assets. Backing up their words with action, the UK announced a $2.8 billion aid package to help arm Ukraine. Additionally, European leaders discussed seizing €200 billion in frozen Russian assets to fund Ukraine's defense and reconstruction. This massive financial injection was seen as crucial in keeping Ukraine strong enough to negotiate from a position of power. Following the London summit, Zelensky's next stop was Berlin, where Germany made a surprise announcement: a €3 billion aid package for Ukraine. German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock stressed the urgency of sending aid immediately, citing the growing tensions between Ukraine and Washington. She also urged the EU to approve a larger aid package on March 6, including military, humanitarian, and economic assistance. But Germany went even further. For the first time, Berlin openly discussed sending troops to Ukraine, a move that would have been unthinkable just a year ago. As Germany ramped up its military commitments, France took the lead in pushing for European troop deployment. French President Emmanuel Macron had first floated the idea at a Paris meeting in February, but it was initially rejected by several European nations, including Germany. However, after Starmer's visit to France for the November 11th armistice commemorations, discussions revived. The UK and France began working on a plan to deploy troops to Ukraine as part of a broader European security initiative. French Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot reinforced France's commitment, emphasizing that red lines should not be drawn when it comes to supporting Ukraine. While no formal troop deployment has been confirmed yet, behind-the-scenes negotiations are heating up. France and the UK may not send conventional soldiers, but they are exploring alternative options, including private military contractors operating under EU protection, expanding military training missions inside Ukraine, stationing troops in western Ukraine under a peacekeeping mandate. One thing is clear: Europe is preparing for a bigger role in Ukraine's security, with or without the US. While European powers debated sending troops, Turkey made a surprise announcement. In a move Russia did not expect, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan declared that Ankara was willing to send peacekeeping forces to Ukraine. During a tense meeting with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and Zelensky, Erdogan took a strong stance. Crimea must be fully returned to Ukraine. The Black Sea must be secured. This statement was a major blow to Russia's ambitions. For months, Turkey had carefully balanced its relationships with both Ukraine and Russia. But now, Ankara appeared to be shifting decisively toward Kyiv and the West. Meanwhile, UK defense contractors such as Babcock International were already expanding their operations in Ukraine, providing technical support for military equipment like F-16 fighter jets and Patriot missile systems. Could this mark the beginning of a NATO-backed military presence in Ukraine? With Europe stepping up, the UK leading the charge, and Turkey making bold moves, the next few months will be crucial. Can this new alliance force Russia into a real peace agreement, or will Moscow escalate the war even further? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned for Part 2, where we uncover the latest military strategies and intelligence reports shaping the future of the war.